Guys, welcome back. My name is Serena, and today I am talking about why all your relationships seem to be collapsing right now on your twin flame journey. So, this is something that has come up in my twin flame circles. So, if you guys don't know, I run a twin flame community, a twin flame group, and I do twin flame one-on-one sessions. So from all these culminations, and then of course you guys send me beautiful, lovely emails and comments and all these beautiful threads, right? And so each one of us is a thread. And my job as a twin flame mentor is to listen deeply. I'm seeing a bird out the window. Listen deeply on my rose bushes. It's such a love when something you've planted in your garden is like hosting life. Like there's just something really beautiful about that. My job is to listen to all of you and understand, okay, this person's going through this and this person's also going through this. They don't have contact with each other, but clearly it's saying that they're not going through it alone, right? Or to put different connections and pieces together in terms of the twin flame collective. And that is the work that I do. And by doing this, the relief it provides all of us at one stage or another is mind-blowing to me. It's completely mind-blowing that just us talking about our experiences can provide so much healing, so much trust, so much forward momentum when we know just another person that I was talking to was going through the same exact thing that you're going through. So with that being said, the topic for today, letting go of our relationships, losing our relationships, there's a very clear reason why this is happening right now to you. And let me know in the comments below if this video found you at the exact time where this is happening. I hope that it does. But in the twin flame journey, we have to look at things in different stages. And we don't have to, but it helps to look at things in different stages. One of the stages is rewriting our relationship programs, right? And many times for a lot of us, this happens through the dark night of the soul, right? Where things are collapsing. And funny enough, most people on the twin flame, this is actually really interesting, guys. Most people on the twin flame journey don't actually lose their relationships in the dark night of the soul. They actually lose the relationships on the rebuilding process after the dark night of the soul. And this is wild. This is a download, you guys coming in. I didn't realize this was the case. But the dark night of the soul is where all of these illusions, all of these programs in physical reality and emotional psychic space, all of the above, right, starts crumbling down on you. You just get sucker punched and you are probably in the lowest place maybe you've been your entire life. And so these relationships are still with you during this time, most of them, not all, but most of them. Sometimes the loss of a relationship can spur the dark night, but those are different cases. But most of you have kept these relationships through this dark time and maybe just had less contact with them or maybe just, put it to the side for a little bit. But then when you come out on the other side of the dark night of the soul and you're in this rebuilding process, what you're doing is you are addressing deep, deep, deep worthiness wounds. And so the reason why we had these relationships in the first place was because they resonated with who we were at that time. And it's natural to let go of relationships when they're no longer serving us, when we're not resonating at that same frequency anymore, when we realize we've actually been neglecting, sabotaging, or abusing ourselves through these relationships. Right? So when we lose relationships on the twin flame journey, even though it can be really difficult, it can be really painful, and it can lead to periods of like feeling very isolated within, it's also a deeper calling because it means you're changing, you're growing, you're willing to not put up with the old standards anymore. And this has come up for so many twins that I've worked with over the years. It's like these relationships will fall away so quickly when they realize, oh, I'm actually not okay with that, right? And a lot of times it's a lesson for us too, because we have to learn how to set better boundaries. We have to learn how to honor our own energy. We have to learn how to communicate what we need clearly. There's so many energetic, emotional, and like practical applications to why this happens. But I want to speak directly to you now if this has been happening to you. Because Spirit is saying it's simultaneously not your fault and your fault at the same time. So what we mean by that is it's not your fault that they're falling away, but also it is because you're growing, right? But you're not doing anything wrong if people are exiting your life or if there's more conflict than normal. I'm also seeing the book on my shelf here called Soulmates. A lot of you, these are soulmates, and even a karmic is a soulmate at the end of the day, right, you guys? So you have to remember that our soulmates come into this lifetime with us with different soul contracts. And many times we play out the term of that contract, and then it's time for them to exit and move on. That's the natural process of things. So we have to let go of, sometimes we have these beliefs around everybody leaves me, or I wasn't important enough for them to stick around. But these are all victim programs. And it's a reminder, actually, that if people are leaving your life, it's because you're doing something right? You're moving forward in your life. You're not allowing the same old things. You're allowing yourself to grow, to change, and you're willing to be without that person rather than sacrifice yourself, which is something you might not have been able to say about yourself in your earlier life. So another thing that's coming up, Spirit is saying about the soulmates, is to remember, and this is, again, we have to honor, I want to caveat this because you have to honor both the 5D and the 3D reality. The 3D reality is it's painful. It freaking sucks to lose people out of your life. And it's really hard. And sometimes it's full of conflict and fear and things that you don't want to actually look at. So I want to honor that. But Spirit is also saying to remember, they're soulmates. When you leave this world, so stop holding yourself so accountable. Stop making yourself feel guilty about how things ended. Because they're your soulmate. On a larger picture, you don't know what was playing out. It might have been karma from other lifetimes. It also means that when you go back to Soul World, there is going to be unconditional love for each other that I know you feel at the deepest level, right? When we cry over somebody hurting us or we feel that pain, I always find for myself that what's the deepest level of that is, oh my God, I love them so much. That purity of so much love towards this person, that's why the pain is there. That's why the jealousy is there. That's why the discontentment is there, because there's so much love. And this is just a calling and a reminder that if this is what you're going through right now, remember, all is well. All is well. And if it's not well, then it's not over yet. Okay. So just a reminder that you are going to go back after this lifetime, back to Soul World, and that discrepancy, that fight, that wound isn't going to be there anymore. It will just be unconditional. And the reason why you came to this human existence is to play that out. The people, oftentimes, the souls that we are closest to in Soul World are the people that have the ability to hurt us the most in human world. And the reason why is because there's such a bond and such a trust. We said, I trust you enough to come down here and play the villain in my story. It's oftentimes the people that we have the hardest time with in our lives that we're actually the closest to on the other side. So just remember that. Add some perspective as you're going through these tough shifts. And to remember, there's a reason why this is playing out at this time. So address the feelings of insecurities around being alone. That's a big one. So when you're losing people out of your life, right? You want to address those fears around being alone. You want to address the discrepancy between choosing myself and choosing somebody else. Many of us growing up felt like we had to self-abandon in order to have love or closeness in our relationships. So something that you need to address is, to what degree can I be authentic with this person and to what degree can I not, right? And then make your decisions accordingly. And consciously knowing, like, maybe I can only go here with that person. And am I okay with that? Is that okay with me? There's no right or wrong answer. There's only your answer to that question. And you have to know. The other thing is energy exchange. Many of us have strong receiving wounds. So asking yourself as you move through these relationship changes, what am I giving? What am I getting? And am I valuing what I'm getting? Right? Not in a way that you're not valuing what they're giving you, but is it valuable to you? Someone might give you something, but if it's not valuable to you, then are you actually getting anything at the end of the day, right? So for a lot of you guys, it comes down to being really practical about your relationships at the end of the day, where a lot of you carry a lot of guilt around not being friends with somebody or not liking somebody's energy. But this is a calling to remember that when you're also continuing to be friends with somebody that you don't want to be friends with, you're also wasting their time, right? And you're not giving them a choice. So by you potentially exiting their life, you're also giving them the space to find somebody who's more resonant with them. You know, so it's the hard call to make. And we actually just talked about this on my Twin Flame community last night. But to go away from a relationship, it's a difficult call to make. But if you are doing it from a place of love, a place of the right intention, right? And wanting to do the right thing, you cannot go wrong, whatever decision you make. So this turned into more of a channeled message than a content lesson message, but I hope you enjoyed it. I'm interested to know if this is what's coming up for you right now, if you have been kind of losing relationships, or if you have been, in a more solo phase of your journey, or if new people are now coming in, if you've passed that point and now you have new energies coming in. I would be really interested to know. So I'm just sending you guys lots and lots and lots of love. If you need more support, please join my Twin Flame community down below, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.